Now in Nightside, details remain murky in the death of S.A. Floyd, the woman found dead following an officer-involved shooting in Spirit Lake. Tonight, activists gathered to demand transparency.
The next round of wet weather is about 24 hours away. I'll let you know how that might impact your Thanksgiving travel plans in the First Alert forecast.
And we now know the names of the mother and two girls killed in Friday's murder-suicide. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Derek Dice. In Boise this evening, a vigil was organized for S.A. Floyd, the 67-year-old woman who was found dead in her senior living apartment in Spirit Lake just 7 minutes after law enforcement arrived at her home and shots were fired. Nearly 3 weeks later, details surrounding this shooting remain murky. Here's the timeline of what we know tonight. On November 1st at 6:14 p.m., police received what they're referring to as a service call to check on Floyd. At 6:27, 2 Spirit Lake police officers arrived, and 7 minutes later, shots were fired and Floyd was pronounced dead in her home. No answers on what led up to this gunfire, if Floyd had a weapon, or even the nature of the call. In Boise, activists are remembering Floyd through a vigil and demanding transparency.
And we just want to see that this case doesn't get swept under the rug and people keep her in their hearts and on their minds. And because I feel like it's really easy for something like this just to go unchecked if enough people lose interest over time.
Ty Warenka, who you just heard from, says he's not surprised by the limited details surrounding this case, but says he, along with other organizers of the event, won't stop pressing for answers. And we'll be sure to keep you updated as we learn more. In Crime Watch coverage tonight, the Shoshone County Sheriff's Office uncovered 18 firearms and a small cannon in the home of a gang member in Pinehurst. They also found tools for creating ghost guns, thousands of rounds of ammo, as well as fentanyl and meth. There was also evidence the guns had been fired out of the house at other homes in the community. Well, we now know the names of the 2 young girls and their mother who were found dead in their home in 5 Mile on Friday. The Spokane County Medical Examiner confirms all 3 were shot in the head. The mom was identified as Michelle Asker. Her daughters, Calissa and Isabel, were just 10 and 8. The medical examiner says the girls died by homicide and Michelle died by suicide. Spokane police say the father and husband came home just before midnight Friday to find them and even the family's pets dead. The department was investigating the deaths as a murder-suicide. Police still have not released a motive. Well, new on Nightside, breaking new details in the case of a couple from Olympia who went missing a week ago. Drew Michelson has the story.
Calling it a heavy, somber day, Thurston County Judge John Skinder ordered the man held without bail. We're not identifying him until he is formally charged for the murder of Karen Koepp and her husband, DeVito. They were reported missing when Koepp didn't show up to work at her Lacey Chiropractic office. When detectives checked at their home, no one was there. But the locks had been tampered with and there was blood found, lots of it.
A person could not have survived that amount of lost blood. There were 2 separate pools of blood. There were no bodies in the residence.
The man lived in a garage on a rural piece of property in Thurston County owned by the couple. Relatives say he was living rent-free in exchange for doing work for the couple, but detectives say they were in the process of evicting their tenant, who neighbors say had mental health issues. The county sheriff has promised to the family the remains of their loved ones will be found. And searchers from Joint Base Lewis McChord were out searching the woods near the property this morning.
In the University of Idaho student murders case, a judge has ruled media cameras will not be allowed in the courtroom during Brian Kohberger's trial or future hearings, denying a request made by 4 News Now and other media outlets across the country. The judge in this case released his decision today, saying he's responding to concerns from both the defense and the prosecution. A coalition of media outlets, including 4 News Now, argue the public has a right to witness the court proceedings, especially in a capital murder case. But the judge said he had to weigh concerns about a fair trial. The judge will allow the court to shoot its own video and post it online. 4 News Now argues that gives the state and the judge too much control of the proceedings and is not a replacement for our own recordings. We also have concerns about the quality of video and audio. Kohberger is, of course, accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students last year at their off-campus home. He waived his right to a speedy trial. There is no timeline for when that trial will begin. Well, lots of folks are starting to plan travel for the Thanksgiving holiday. Let's check in with Chris Crocker now to see what you can expect if you're heading out of town.
Well, it is looking very good through most of the holiday. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. Patchy freezing fog tomorrow morning. Then we could get some sunshine in the afternoon. That's always a treat this time of year. We have a system coming in late Tuesday and into early Wednesday morning that's going to bring mostly rain to the valleys, but there could be a few isolated spots where snow is mixing in, and it is going to be dry for Thanksgiving and potentially beyond right on through the weekend. If you are traveling over the passes tomorrow, it should be smooth sailing. Snoqualmie and Stevens Pass, some light rain moving in late in the day. But it looks like right now it's going to be staying all as rain in Snoqualmie, even through early in the morning on Wednesday. Stevens Pass may become more of a rain-snow mix on Wednesday, but it is dry tomorrow heading east, Lookout Pass and 4th of July. Here in Spokane, a high temperature of 42. 40 is our average high. We're going to start the day off, however, in the 20s with that patchy fog, seeing a little bit of sunshine as we get into the afternoon. I'll be back with the rest of your travel weekend forecast in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, there's a lot on the line for the Apple Cup. WSU looking to qualify for an 8th straight bowl game. UW looking to stay in contention for a national championship. Sports director Julian Minnesone joins us now. And Julian, Cougs are facing their toughest test of the season for sure this Saturday.
Yeah, there's a reason why Washington is rated as one of the best teams in the country, and it's because WSU will have to contend with Huskies quarterback Michael Penix Jr., who is a front-runner for the Heisman Trophy. He's led the Huskies to a top 10 offense in the entire country. Now, there was a lot of speculation whether the Apple Cup would actually continue after this season due to conference realignment and the Huskies dipping out of the Pac-12 to go to the Big Ten next year. Both schools agreeing to a 5-year continuation of the rivalry game. Cougars head coach Jake Dickert says that doesn't change anything, though.
Whether there's a lot on the line or, we're both without any wins, like it's who's going to effectively execute their responsibilities and control the emotions, and we got to go into a really tough environment and steal a win.
And we will have Apple Cup coverage from Seattle starting Wednesday here on 4 News Now and streaming on KXLY+. Kickoff between the Cougars and Huskies is at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Live in the studio, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
All right, over the weekend, the Coeur d'Alene High School football team played in the state championship game. But before the game, the Vikings received a special message from a fellow Viking.
Coeur d'Alene Vikings, what's up? This is Kirk Cousins from the Minnesota Vikings. Just wanted to say congrats on a phenomenal season. Congrats on making it all the way to the state final. I've played a lot of football after high school, but the most fun I ever had was playing high school football with my buddies in front of our hometown. So go enjoy doing that one more time this season. Have a blast no matter what.
Now, this all came together because the son of assistant coach Brad Richmond is a Coeur d'Alene alum who now works for the Minnesota Vikings. For one player, it was extra special because Cousins is his favorite player.
Everybody was bound, even the coaches, and we all went to our hotel rooms, and I couldn't sleep personally. I was pretty pumped up for the championship game, but it was also like, man, I called my sister right away. And I called all my siblings, my parents, and I was like, you won't believe this. And
now, unfortunately, Coeur d'Alene lost to Highland by a touchdown, but still a great memory that they'll remember forever.
I hereby pardon Liberty and Bell.
Well, you heard it right there. 2 turkeys have received the official pardon from President Joe Biden. Liberty and Bell were chosen from their flock for their extroverted behavior. The feathered friends are now headed to their new home at the University of Minnesota with a lot to be thankful for. And President Biden turned 81 years old today. He had a low-key family celebration, we're told, following that turkey pardon. Biden's age has been an issue among voters as he campaigns for another term as president. He's already the oldest president in history. If elected next year, he would be 86 at the end of his 2nd term. All right, coming up, how Amazon is teaming up with a nonprofit to make technology more accessible to people with disabilities.
Pick of the night tonight, beautiful shot from Vicki Nolting of elk at her place in Newport. Gray skies, but look at the western larch. Just gorgeous in this photo. I love it. Thank you, Vicki. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Watch tonight and you'll be as cool as Fonzie. I love having the two of you guys here together. It's
This
exciting.
is like a dream.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
I want to just say something. Don't look at me, all right?
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
4 News Now is brought to you by Shriners Children's Spokane, the most amazing care anywhere. Elevate your wedding planning experience at Believe Bride's Engaged Bride Night in Fashions. Join us for a captivating fashion show and connect with top-notch vendors. It's the event every engaged couple needs to attend to bring their dream wedding to life. Enter to win at KXLY.com.
The holidays inspire us all to connect. With family. With friends. No matter what the road throws at you. So find the connection you're looking for this winter in a new SUV with standard all-wheel drive during the Mazda Season of Inspiration sales event.
With effortless power and the reliability of iActive all-wheel drive, Mazda CUVs are built for the Pacific Northwest. Take a test drive today at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
Hey there, everybody. It's me, Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy.
Yes.
Expect the unexpected.
And I've never seen you in the club till it closed.
Well, I beg to differ. In fact, I even have a tattoo on my leg.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
Honey, that was my brother. Can we bring him dinner tomorrow? He's been having a hard time since his accident.
Of course. I know it's been tough. There's so many costs that his insurance doesn't even cover.
I know. The ramp to his front door, transportation, meal preparation. What if something happens to one of us?
We should plan to sit down soon. We can look through the long-term care benefits that we're earning with WA Cares.
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
At the Salvation Army, a rent check isn't just a rent check. It's a hangout, a safe haven, a sanctuary, a place to grow and grow closer, a treasured past and plans for the future. With your gift, families know that wherever they go, they can always come back home.
Four News Now is brought to you by R&R RV.
Welcome back. It's officially Thanksgiving travel season at the Spokane Airport. According to airport officials, more than 130,000 people are scheduled to arrive and depart from the airport this week. That's the most people since 2017. So here's what to know before you go. This coming Wednesday and the Sunday after Thanksgiving will be the busiest travel days. Traffic for those departing will peak between 5 and 7 a.m. each day. If you're planning on traveling early, well, you'll want to be prepared.
No, we'll definitely be here a few hours early just to make sure we get through security and get everything squared away.
Airport officials recommend getting to the airport at least 2 hours before boarding. And AAA expects a busy travel holiday on the roads as well. The major reason for delays will be the 49 million other people out there with you.
Wednesday has notoriously been the worst day to be on the roads before Thanksgiving, and that time frame between 2 and 6 p.m. is the worst time to be on the road, because at that point you're mixing holiday travelers on the roads with commuters, people who have to work on Wednesday.
If you're heading to a heavy traffic area, try to be on the road by 10 o'clock Wednesday morning, wait until Wednesday night, or even set out early on Thanksgiving Day. For your return trip, AAA recommends leaving as early as possible Sunday morning, or if you can, maybe even push it to Monday or Tuesday. There is some good news for those of you driving for Thanksgiving. Gas prices are dropping. In Spokane, prices are still hanging around $4.15 to $4.20 a gallon. Airway Heights might be about 15 cents cheaper. In North Idaho, it's well below $4 a gallon at around $3.77 to $3.85. One viewer called us to say it's just $3.59 at the Coeur d'Alene Costco.
Ooh, that's a good price.
Not bad at all. All right, yeah, so if you're heading out for Thanksgiving, it's not so much the weather around here, right? It's nationwide.
Yeah, nationwide there are some travel problems, but if you are going over the passes or here in the Northwest, it should be relatively smooth sailing right on through the weekend. Here's a look at today's weather. We actually saw brief hints of sunshine. I put my sunglasses on for a minute or two. Not for long, though. Those clouds have been streaming through and continue to filter our moonlight tonight. And we will see some patchy freezing fog developing around the region. Nothing particularly widespread because of these northeasterly winds that brings in drier air, especially in those downslope areas where the northeasterly wind comes down the hills into Moscow, Pullman, Lewiston, other parts of the Palouse. That just helps to clear that fog right out. 42 tomorrow for a high, a mix of sun and clouds with east winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Just one chance of precipitation. It comes in late Tuesday and into Wednesday. Otherwise, we are dry through the forecast. Here's a look at our forecast radar, the latest on the timing of this precipitation. I'm starting this off almost 24 hours from now, Tuesday at 7. We see the clouds increasing by midnight. Just the lightest of precipitation stretching from Moses Lake up through Bonner's Ferry, but boy, it is not amounting to much. It will pick up in intensity a little bit by early Wednesday morning. Here's 4 a.m. Still valley rain and mountain snow. Some of the northern valleys, you may see some snow mixing in, but no accumulation of snow. And then as we're into 7 a.m. Wednesday, we're really starting to dry out in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, and the focus of the wet weather will be from Moscow and Pullman into the central panhandle. It'll take a little bit longer to clear out of those areas south of I-90, but by Wednesday night, we are done in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. In terms of the passes, that snow will start Tuesday through the Cascade passes late in the day, but no accumulation at pass level. In fact, you'll see just rain over Stevens and Snoqualmie until Wednesday. And as we get into Wednesday, even then, we're not going to see accumulating snow there. Lookout Pass, a little bit different story, but right now it looks like only in the 1 to 2 inch range. And because of the timing on that during the day, I think that it should be mostly wet roads and not white roads. Morning temperatures tomorrow will be down in the 20s to right around 30 degrees. Our highs tomorrow will be in the 40s, 50s in Lewiston, 47 in Pullman. That's that downsloping northeasterly wind. Taking a look at your planning forecast, we are dry for Thanksgiving, 41 degrees and partly cloudy. Sounds like something's rubbing on my microphone, doesn't it? I'm trying to figure out what that is. I'm not sure. Sorry. It's not a strong wind in the studio, even though it sounds like it. We've got some colder weather coming for the weekend, mid-30s on Saturday and Sunday, with some cold overnight lows in the 20s.
Oh, yeah. Gonna get real chilly overnight.
Yes, it is.
Chris, thank you so much. Well, Amazon is teaming up with the nonprofit The Arc to make technology more accessible to people with disabilities. The Arc is a national organization with a local chapter here in Spokane that provides support and resources to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, or IDD. Amazon is donating 5,000 devices with assistive technology features to nearly 600 chapters of the Arc nationwide. Paul Clemens works at the Arc of Spokane and uses assistive technology to communicate. He said this will help others obtain a voice, just like it has for him. Clemens has a wheelchair that's equipped with a laptop and switches at his feet. He uses Morse code by stepping on those switches, which translates it into words on his computer. Then a speaker voices what Clemens wants to say.
Assistive technology unlocks the potential and the humanity for everyone who needs it. My parents knew that I was intelligent. However, I couldn't express myself before adaptive software and hardware.
Imagine how great having that is for guys like Paul. One official said many individuals with IDD live off of Social Security, so for many of them, this technology just wouldn't be affordable. The hope is that this donation will help thousands of others in the same way it's helped Clemens. All right, calling all Paul Paw Patrol fans, Paw Patrol Live is coming to the First Interstate Center of the Arts in downtown Spokane on March 2nd and 3rd. Members of the audience will get to be heroes and have a chance to help the pups make it back to Adventure Bay in time. Tickets go on sale on December 1st. I was seriously bummed when my youngest stopped watching Paw Patrol. You can find the link to them in this story on KXLY.com. I might buy a ticket just for myself. Old letters document the love story between a Vietnam vet and his wife, married now for more than 50 years. Don't miss this story. It's coming up next on Nightside.
Download the KXLY Plus app for live updates all day.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.
Preferably something with a bigger garage.
Lewis Culligan, your local water experts since 1936. The world's most efficient water softener. Safer drinking water in every glass. Convenient, reliable delivery. Industry-leading technology. Here for every water worry.
A brand new holiday musical with Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis. $1 Million Quartet Christmas the Musical.
December 23rd at First Interstate Center for the Arts. BroadwaySpokane.com.
We aren't just HVAC specialists. We're a Lennox Premier dealer. That means we offer the most energy-efficient products on the market with savings you can see and perfect air you can feel. Your comfort is our passion, and we're with you every breath of the way. Enjoy greater comfort and lower energy costs. Call us today and save on Lennox with special incentives and rebates.
Call Norco Heating and Air today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Hospice of Spokane.
All right, thanks for staying up with Nightside. Spokane now has more resources to help people battle drug addiction. Earlier today, a new Ideal Option Drug Treatment Center opened its doors near downtown. Staff at the new treatment center say fentanyl isn't the only drug on the streets causing people to overdose. Xylazine, a sedation drug, is also being found in fentanyl, making Spokane's drug crisis that much worse. To treat patients quickly and accurately, staff at this new facility plan to test them right away. From there, patients can see a provider twice a week and get the medication they need to get clean.
There's also a huge stigma problem in the community, as well as access. So it's one thing for folks to, want treatment, seek treatment. It's a totally different obstacle to get treatment. So that's one of the things we're most proud of, is that we don't have wait times for folks.
Now, many patients are homeless or recently in jail, but that doesn't stop them from receiving care. Staff at Ideal Options say they'll work with patients to get them coverage. The federal government has spent $1 billion on the nationwide suicide prevention hotline, and it still can't keep up with demand. The hotline is not functioning at full capacity. Experts say the problem comes down to the absence of mental health resources, a lack of awareness, and not enough stable funding. Only 13% of Americans say they even know about the 988 hotline. Around the nation now, federal health officials are asking people to order more free at-home COVID-19 tests through their website, covidtest.org. Winter is normally the time we see a rise in cases. The government relaunched the site back in October. Since then, over 14 million households have ordered tests, according to the Department of Health and Human Services. The department saying some of the free tests the government has stockpiled are also up against impending expiration dates, another reason to move those tests along. Again, to get 4 free COVID tests, just head to covidtests.org. Well, these are old letters, a trip back in time for Susie and Wayne Wing. They date back to 1967, when Wayne was drafted into the Army and sent to Vietnam. Susie saw a story in the newspaper asking people to write to the men overseas. They exchanged letters the whole time he was in Vietnam, and when Wayne got out of the service, he went to visit Susie before returning to his family's North Dakota ranch. They lost touch for a while until Susie decided to write him another letter.
No zip code, no nothing. I just wrote it to Killdeer, South Dakota, and he got it. Now, if that ain't a sign from God saying we're supposed to be together, I don't know what is.
Wayne says that letter was the answer to a prayer. He knew even then he and Susie were more than just pen pals.
When I got that letter, I knew we were going to get married. I just had a feeling.
Now, Susie eventually lost her job and decided to move to North Dakota in March of 1972. Just 1 month later, she and Wayne were married.
Had never been on a ranch. I didn't know the difference between a horse and a cow, really.
51 years later, they are still just as in love as they were back then. Their love story is written here in the letters that are a reminder of what made them fall in love in the first place. Love that story. Well, Gonzaga basketball suffered its first loss of the season, while head coach Mark Few needs to change before they play again tomorrow.
Download the KXLY Plus app for weather every 10 minutes. KXLY, celebrating 70 years on the air.
These neighbors compete with decorations that are oh snow good.
That is so incredible.
And the light fight takes off with all-star families who slayed the competition.
The coolest thing I've ever seen.
The Great Christmas Light Fight. The festivities begin Sunday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
It's that time of year again. The lights at Cowley Park are going to be lit up this holiday season, and we've got a lot of new stuff coming in. It's going to be a wonderful ground display. 4 News Now, the Extreme Team, making spirits bright. Brought to you by Ace Hardware and Horizon Credit Union.
If you're actually trying to recover and you want to get better, it's just one step at a time. Put one foot in front of the other, and you'll find that each day it'll get a little bit better, and a little bit better, and a little bit better. And then next thing you know, you're not even thinking about it. You're thinking about the future, not the past. I can tell you it's worth it. It's hard, but it's worth it. Just one step in front of the other. It's going to get better. It just takes time.
It's Sports Giving weekend, and the 4 News Now sports team will be in Seattle for it all. From a pivotal Seahawks home game to WSU and UW's fierce rivalry, watch now through Saturday only on 4 News Now and streaming free on KXLY Plus.
Time is running out. Shopko Optical can help maximize your vision benefits and FSA dollars before they expire. Get a comprehensive eye exam and discover your new style. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule your exam.
Well, this is the 123rd year of the Apple Cup, and it won't be the last. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minutson. On Sunday, it was announced that Washington and Washington State have agreed to a 5-year deal that will keep the Apple Cup alive. There was some doubt whether the game would return after this season due to conference realignment. After this season, it will look a bit different as the Apple Cup will be considered a non-conference matchup. Next year's game is slated for September rather than Thanksgiving weekend. Now, there has been some mixed reaction from the fan bases. On one hand, there are those who feel slighted by the Huskies for leaving the Pac-12. On the other hand, you have those wanting to keep tradition alive. Cougars head coach Jake Dickert understands both sides of the argument, but he says the game needed to continue.
It's going to be different being in September, right? And those are some of the things that, you know, you kind of look at it and the bigger bittersweet aspect of it. But at the end of the day, this rivalry needs to continue, and I do think that's important. Okay, some of the other stuff involved around it, I get the reaction to it. I do, because I feel sometimes the same way. So, but we're excited. We want to play against the best, period, right? So excited to play against a strong team and keep the Apple Cup tradition going.
And that's not the only big game this week. The Seattle Seahawks will take on the San Francisco 49ers in a huge division rivalry game at Lumen Field in Seattle. The Seahawks sit one game behind the Niners for first place in the NFC West. Alex and I will be in Seattle for it all starting Wednesday. The Seahawks take on the Niners on Thanksgiving Day, followed by the Apple Cup at 1 o'clock on Saturday. We will have live reports and updates right here for you on 4 News Now and streaming on KXLY+. One of college basketball's biggest tournaments went through some changes this year. Due to the wildfires, the Maui Invitational moved to Honolulu, and while the venue is different, the tournament field is still as stacked as ever. Gonzaga opening up against number 2 Purdue and reigning player of the year Zach Edey. The Bulldogs lost to the Boilermakers last season by double digits, so this was 73-63. Gonzaga was 0 for 13 from three-point range in the second half. The Bulldogs will now play Syracuse, who also lost today. Tip-off is at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow.
I think if you looked at the threes we took, they were all good shots. So I think that's how you measure your three.
Turnovers, Gonzaga had 14 on the night. That's not going to get it done. Another team that can't afford turnovers is the Cougs this weekend, because you cannot give Michael Penix and that Washington offense extra opportunities. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, especially when you're, 16.5-point underdog.
Right.
At least that's what the early line is on the game. Julian, thank you. Back with more right after this.
Download the KXLY Plus app for live updates all day. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
What I want people to know about Numerica's involvement is that it's genuine.
I work at a company that supports the community because we're part of it.
It's important to give back to the community you live in.
We are truly here to help, and we're passionate about it.
However you do the holidays, do it together in the Chevy that's right for you. The strong and capable Chevy Silverado, the award-winning Chevy Equinox, or the all-new Chevy Trax. This holiday season, do more together in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $5,250 total value on this Silverado with a Turbo Max engine. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
It's time to say yes to your healthcare story. The Washington Health Plan Finder helps you find new health plan options like Cascade Care. These plans cover primary care visits, mental health services, and generic drugs, all before meeting a deductible. Start your next chapter off right by enrolling in your 2023 health plan at wahealthplanfinder.org. Don't wait until it's too late. Enroll now.
Hi, I'm Ken.
And I'm Donnie.
We lead the Advocates.
The Advocates fight for each of our injured clients. We take on big insurance and get big results.
We're both advocates, but we're very different from each other.
That's true.
I say potato, she says...
Potato.
Oh, I guess we're the same there.
Potato. Do people say that a different way?
Potato.
Who says it that way?
Never mind. Injured? You deserve an advocate.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Whether you're running around to the grocery stores have been packed, or heading over the passes, weather should not be much of an issue. There's just that little time period from late tomorrow night until early Wednesday morning where we may get some rain and then patchy freezing fog. Always an issue in the mornings this time of year, but considering what we could be dealing with, not too bad.
Yeah, the one day we're dealing with weather is the day you and Alex are driving over to Seattle for Sportsgiving weekend.
Yeah, Sportsgiving Seahawks Thursday and Apple Cup Saturday.
That should be a lot of fun for sure. All right, that's going to do it for Nightside. For updates as they happen, get the KXLY 4 News Now app on your smart.